Oh, and I don't want to talk about that right
Well,
now.
you can.
We'll talk about it later.
Because, I don't know, it feels right at this.
All right, if it feels right, then it probably
Because
is.
you're asking the question. I have an obligation.
Yeah,
to do
there's
my
there's
best
there's
to
something
answer it.
else, but we'll talk about that later.
No,
I'd like to
I
know
don't
this.
want to talk about our issues on camera.
Yeah, that's why we're not, honey. That's
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's I'm not gonna show it. That's not even a chance of showing that.
I'm not even
There's
sure
a
you know
chance
what
of
I'm talking
showing
about.
this, okay. Because, I mean, some of our issues are already, like, alluded to. We don't have to come out and say them. But as far as this goes, you're asking me a question. Feel that it's my compassion to answer it.
All right.
We can go back and we can
Well,
decide whether or not any of this is appropriate
Yeah,
for
and I'm totally
an
cool with that.
audience.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that's the right way to approach things, like all the time. I mean,
I'm disagreeing with you.
I thought you were agreeing with me.
I'm agreeing that this is appropriate to talk about on camera right now because you asked the question on camera. I'm not saying that we should film everything. I have said that before we turned on the camera today, so why are we even...
Just for the record, I never intentionally said anything that I thought was inappropriate on camera. I never have.
Honey,
I never would.
I am telling you something completely different. I
You
don't care
feel
whether
like
or
this
not
is
you
appropriate.
intentionally do it or accidentally. Isn't that the whole fucking point here? A lot of people are doing a lot of damaging things to other people unintentionally. So just because you unintentionally hurt me doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. Just because I unintentionally run somebody over on the road doesn't make them any less dead.
This is all something I appreciate very deeply and personally, honey.
Well, I'm kind of like frustrated that we're talking about this on camera when we already established it before we got on camera. I have said I do not want either of us to feel vulnerable in any way that we don't feel comfortable about. And I've asked that, and I'm trying to establish that for both of us, not just myself. And here we are going over it again. I'm going to turn off the camera because we agreed to that. If I feel like you're talking about anything,
I was just about to.
like right now, I shouldn't even having to be dealing with this. We established it before we turned on the camera.
I don't. Okay. Well,
Yes, we did.
Then perhaps yes.
Thank you.
I acknowledge that. I agree.
And here you are bringing it up on camera when we established it before not to even go here on camera.
Okay. I don't know what to say because let's turn off the camera. Let's say that.
No, I'm going to answer this question having to do with...
I wanted you to answer this question.
I'm going to.
Please do.
But what I think I've articulated what I've had to say, but it falls on deaf ears. It's like...
Whose ears? Mine? I'm the only one in the room.
You are the only one in the room. That's what I'm saying. I've articulated, before the camera was ever on, certain things that you agreed with.
This is why I'm drinking.
Yeah, it's why you're drinking.
I
Because
can't fucking cope with this. I can't. Nothing that I do is right. So I drink because I've pretty much lost any hope of having an avenue that's right. It's sorry, but that's it. And I've given up. I don't think.
Well, there's a reason you've given up.
Yeah, there is a reason.
I understand that
I mean,
reason. I don't agree with it. We don't give up in Buddhism. We're being attacked
Well,
relentlessly
good.
by the devil king of the sixth heaven.
Oh.
Somebody who isn't chanting a lot at this level of practice is going to get bashed.
I'm not at
And
a
I'm
level.
being bashed. You're not at a level? Well, you are too, because you're asking the questions that only people at a very high level of practice ask.
Do you remember when we were friends? You looked at me and said, I don't get it. You've never practiced Buddhism, yet you can see the light. And I told you, baby, the light is flooding this world. Of course I can see it.
Good for you. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm saying that you're practicing Buddhism. All of the light comes from Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, nowhere else. People
How
can
come I saw
say
it before Nam Myoho Renge Kyo?
because you were on your path to find Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, because Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is everything. Even the most heinous darkness.
And I will not denounce Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Oh, well, watch what happens now. Every time he says that, he ends up doing it on camera, and I won't allow that. That will not be. But we might say, yeah, he did that.
I'm not into denouncing things. There's something
Well, I will denounce anything that's erroneous. Absolutely. I will stand up and I will face the Devil King down. I don't care if I'm killed in the process. Bring it on, is what I say. Bring it on, motherfucker. Because I will face him down and I will win. Even if I die, I will be greeted by the Buddhist gods who will carry me up to Eagle Peak.
I'd want to die if I was you. I'd be fucking in a hurry to get there. I really would.
You know what? If we die because of our own hand, then, or in any way because of fundamental darkness towards ourselves or whatever, or another person, then we don't go to Eagle Peak, we go to the Avicii Hell. And that's right here. That's our world that we live in, and that's what I'm saying.
My understanding
you can't.
my understanding of Buddhism before I met you was like everybody else's. And
That's because
everybody else's, because I hadn't met a Nichiren Buddhist, one who practices sincerely. I hadn't met one. It's true.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
And I do believe, like I told that guy today, that you are a true representative of Nichiren Buddhism, far and away beyond what your
That's 'cause
leaders have shown you, because I think they have been an example of the problem rather than the solution. But they wrote about that in advance. They said, yeah, that's going to happen. And I certainly feel like those people should know better because it's right in front of them. But like you said, it doesn't register. It doesn't get through.
People are blind. They're zombies, honey. They're not awake. It's called the opening of the eyes. The opening of the eyes. And it's painful.
You have often asked me, how is it that I saw these things before Nichiren Buddhism?
You saw certain things, yes, you were partially enlightened. We all have, there's truth to everything, is what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
There's a partial truth to everything.
I do agree with you.
But there's only one true way to attain enlightenment. It is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, practicing Nichiren Buddhism correctly. Now that sounds to a lot of people like, oh, well, you're narrow-minded and you're intolerant. No, I am tolerant. Nichiren Buddhists are called to be tolerant of all people,
and I believe
but not
that it is
tolerant
effective. It does work. Yes.
Erroneous philosophies. Philosophies that cause harm to people, we do not tolerate, and that's the only path to enlightenment. See, most religions don't promise that you'll be happy or that you'll become enlightened.
Christianity doesn't even promise that you'll be enlightened. Christianity says the worst schmuck and on death row can appeal to Christ and go to heaven.
And we say,
in fact, it makes a damn fine point of saying that. It says it don't matter what you do in your life. It don't matter what you've done in your life. If you accept Christ, you go to heaven, where all these people who are out there doing all these good works, sorry, but
my point exactly.
Yes. And I did want to say this about Christianity, in fairness.
Sure.
It says that. It also says faith without works is dead. So it contradicts itself
It contradicts itself a lot.
All the time, yes.
But
and
I'm
life is full of contradictions.
Here to put down Christianity or to put down any philosophy. I'm here to say that the only philosophy that will lead anyone to enlightenment is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo is taught and practiced correctly.
No.
True Buddhism. That's the only one.
And you may be right.
I am right. It's a fact. It doesn't matter. It's not my ego. It's just I'm stating the ultimate law of life, the true aspect of all reality, the mystic law, the Lotus Sutra of the wonderful law of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I could go on. It's the most beautiful of all teachings.